child's pose. So we'll take our knees wide, toes to touch. We set the hips back and the forehead rests on the mat. We'll just breathe softly here, feeling the belly against the legs. We'll notice under the arms and alongside the ribs, there's lengthening happening. We can crawl the fingers forward to deepen that length and stretch. Lifting the head and slowly making our way to a butterfly or cobblers, so the bottoms of the feet touch, the knees fall open, the hands can make their way to the ankles. We sit tall. You can even use the hands to gently lift the back, shoulders, looping back and down, and of course adding the breath. You could inhale through the nose and exhale the tension in the hips out through the mouth. Notice the knees starting to fall towards the earth. Belly inhales and exhales. All right, then transitioning into hamstring stretching. So we bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, and keeping a straight spine, we walk the hands down that right leg, right toes stay flexed towards the body, toes towards the knee, and rounding the spine. Imagining that breath is traveling down the lungs and right into the hamstring. We want both sitting bones or both butt cheeks to be on the floor at this point. There's a crease in our right hip here, and that crease should be tilting back. One more breath here, full inhale and deep exhale. Switching sides, left leg straightens, right foot finds the inside of the left thigh. Straighten out the back, iron it out, shoulders loop back and down. And we hinge at the hips. You may not look like I do here. You might be sitting just tall. Wherever you can go as far as you can, wherever you can get with that back straight. So if you start to round, back out a little bit. You might notice with some exhales you can deepen further. And round the spine, nose towards the knee. And one more breath. Big nose inhale. And open mouth exhale. Walking our way back up. We'll extend both legs. Man, excuse me. Walk the hands forward. Oh, okay, sorry. I had some weird tightness thing happen. I don't know what happened right there. I'm good now. We'll come back out and we're going to turn onto our left leg and roll onto the thighs, hands and knees, That was a really fancy way to get to hands and knees. But anyway, tuck those toes, lift the hips, drop the head between the arms, heels press back towards the mat. We lift high through the hips. Lengthen out the spine by taking the shoulders down the back. We should feel that good calf stretch out here. We want to start to add some movement here. We can lift one heel, press it down, and then lift the other, bicycling the legs out, fast or slow, as you feel is right. Baby step the feet up to the hands, forward fold, getting them hamstrings stretched. Keep the knees slightly bent here. We want to stack the hips over the ankles, so you might lean forward into those feet just a little bit. You can take the hands next to the feet to deepen. If they can't even reach the floor, it takes time, and you find with exhales that you start to find the floor over time. Another option here is to take ragdoll arms, so hands find opposite elbows, and you can sway gently from side to side. It kind of finds some other parts of the legs to move around and add some blood flow too. Still breathe. All right, let's sweep. Inhale the arms overhead. Slowly lift the head, last hands to touch, and exhale, add a gentle back bend. We bend the elbows, lift the chest, drop the head back. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bring the prayer hands down to heart center. We're going to find a visual focal point here. Something on the wall at eye level that is not moving. In this case, I'm looking at an owl painting. I'm looking right into the owl's right eye. So we're lifting up through the front body, all four corners of our feet grounded into the floor. Know that if you need wall space for balance assistance, just use it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We'll take the weight into that right foot. Lift the left heel towards the left glute. The left hand reaches back to find the foot. I promise it's there. And the right hand can either be at the wall or to your side. We want those knees to line up here in our quad stretch. Get a more deeper stretch, and yeah. We take the left heel towards the left glute. Breathing. You need to squeeze shoulder blades together here to help lift and energize the front body for more stability. And release hand from the foot. Shifting the weight into the left foot, all four corners. Spreading out the left toes. We lift the right heel up off the mat, and then take the right heel towards the glute. The right hand finds the foot. Knees line up. Man, this is the grossest video I've ever made. Okay, left fingers can be at the wall or the hip, or you can even extend it overhead if you really want to get fancy. Full breath in and full breath out. Release the hand from the foot to come out. Inhale, arms overhead. On the exhale, we swan dive. Find that forward fold. We're going to reverse back through all these poses. We can even come into monkey pose, which we didn't do earlier, but it's fine. We'll do it now. Flatten the spine. Top of the head reaches forward. Tailbone reaches back. We pull that navel center up and in to strengthen our core and elongate the back. And you should feel a pretty nice stretch in the hamstrings. If you don't, you might want to roll forward into the toes because that will help stack those hips over the ankles, creating a deeper stretch. You can also take your fingers to the knees, to the mat, and exhale, forward fold. So you can either step your right foot back and then the left, or you can take weight into the hands and just gently float your feet back into a plank. Press the hips up and back, downward facing dog, heels pressed to the earth. Scapula is pulling up the spine. You can have that lion's breath like me if you want. It's just like you're fogging up a mirror. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Pedal up the legs. Add some movement here if you'd like. You pick one foot up and then the other. If you really want to deepen into the hips too, you can lift that right leg up. Look underneath the right arm. Lift higher, bend the knee, open the hip, straighten the leg straight back. Right foot steps down, left foot steps high, straight back, straight behind the hip. You can bend the knee, roll the hip open so the left foot is rolling to the right side of the mat. And we look under left arm, straighten the leg, and step it down. Let's move down to hands and knees. Let's drop a hip to the side, feet swing around. Make our way back to yoga. It's a staff pose with, this time we have a different view. So toes towards the nose, spine is long, hands rest on the thighs. This actually looks like a really easy pose when it's pretty challenging actually. Well, I mean, I don't want to pre-assume, but it might be challenging. Maybe it's not, maybe it's easy. That's good. Cool. Take the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, straight spine as we roll our fingers forward towards the foot. Remember, keep those right toes flexed. Straight spine. And round the spine, drop the nose towards the knee. Deepen, keep those hips. Man, where's my voice today? On the floor. Walk the hands back. We extend the left leg long. The right foot finds the inside of the right thigh, of the left thigh. Smells like cows right here. It's weird, really random. There's no cows around here. Straight spine. In and out. We're breathing down the left hamstring, the calf. And let's round nose towards the knee. You're going to have the best warm-up run stretch ever here if you do this entire video. Stay with me. It's worth it. Alleviates those pesky type muscles and lactic acid buildup for sure. If I miss my stretch routine, I'm eating it the next day for sure. Bring the bottoms of the feet together to touch cobbler pose. I'll bring it this way so you can see what it looks like better. So if you want a deeper stretch, you can bring the heels closer to the body. Hands can be on the feet or the ankles. We'll let the knees fall open. Let the shoulders look back and down. Sometimes it's easy to hunch forward and round the spine, but here we want to stay tall, stay lifted, heart lifts, head lifts. So imagine we have a string attached to the top of our head, lifting us up to the sky, but we also have our butt cheeks glued to the mat. Breathe in and out. let's make our way to our child's pose once again, just to finish off. Hands and knees. This will be awesome. Awesome stretch for you. And setting the rear back, big toes to touch, knees as wide as you want. They can be as wide as the mat, or you can have them close to touch. Just as your preference here, you'll feel your body and make it your own. So, yeah. Breathe the belly against the thighs. Fully in and letting go. And as normal, usual yoga fashion, we'll meet easy seated, come up to hands and knees, drop to a hip, we cross the legs, crisscross applesauce, hands find their way to the knees, we sit tall, bring prayer hands to heart center, close the eyes. If you're going off to run, you can make an intention here for your run to be amazing, or you can make yourself have the intention. I mean, I'm just throwing some ideas out there, but maybe your intention is every time you feel discomfort in your run, it makes you want to push harder and longer. That's what mine is usually. Anyway, the light in me honors and recognizes the bravery, wisdom, and strength in each and every one of you. Namaste.